Oh, hi! Don't mind me. I'm just a human trying to catch up to my book hoarding addiction. What can I say? I honestly don't know how I'm gonna fix this today, but we're gonna give it a try. My skin is not having the best moment of it. I'm literally putting concealer all over the place. We're gonna ignore that. Do everybody else's cats also choose to play with the most random shit ever? I buy her all of these toys, things that I pay actual money for, and then she ends up playing with the cardboard boxes or with her ties or something like this, which costs zero money, which is great. You know, it's a cheap cat, more or less, on that sense at least. I try to make her life as entertaining as possible with all these things, and she still refuses to use them. How is that even fair? Make that make sense. I guess one should not look at a horse's teeth so closely. Is that a saying in English? I don't even know. We have that in Spanish, but I'm not sure. See what I'm saying? Also, this brush is so nasty. I promise I clean my brushes. I just happen to clean more often this part and not this part. Now I've got a question. Am I the only person that gets a sweaty mustache every single time? Why does it happen? I was not doing anything. I'm just existing and my mustache starts sweating. Cut hair. We gotta trust the process. Always trust the process. Why is this highlight so amazing? Do you know how many times I've left the house looking like this? Because I forgot to clean my hands. Sounds like a joke, but it's a true story. Hold on. How amazing is this? To do your upper waterline might very well be one of the creepiest things one can do when it comes to makeup. Oops. Nothing happened. Mascara definitely goes on second place after that. Have you ever tried doing somebody else's mascara? It feels like you're putting their eye and their vision on the line. It's stressful. It really is. Do not recommend. Not like I'm any makeup professional here. Maybe it's super easy and I'm just an idiot. It can also be, definitely, can also be the case. I'm ruining my entire eye. Great. We love when that happens. Oh, Another panic attack successfully avoided. We're gonna change into some real clothes now and solve the situation here perhaps as well. That would be a great idea. TikTok transition. I guess we're ready. I look like an egg today, but I look like an egg with a very cute dress. I mean, look at this. Also, barefoot. I should probably be charging for this. What are you doing on my table?
First of all, what do you mean your table?
Can you please
No, I cannot.
explain? Do you have any words?
Yes, can I call my lawyer? I just couldn't help but notice how tasty these plants look. I'm just gonna scooch in here real quick.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, what do you want, Karen? All right, let me just go back. You can be exhaustingly insistent, do you know that? Oh gosh, how do I do this? Okay, got it. Bye, loser.
Might this be the poorest fruit bowl you've ever seen in your life? Yes, it might. Do I care? Not particularly now. Matcha tea is so annoying. It stains absolutely everything. You become the Grinch the second you touch it. It's absolutely insane. My recommendation is to never steer matcha tea like this. We do it in an M or W motion for some reason. I don't even know. I don't make the rules in this. I heard it once and it works. So try it. Nice and fishy. Does anybody else hate fish like I do? Is there an agreement to hate fish but not to say it? Because I say it, but I know that a lot of people do eat fish and do say that they like it, but it cannot be right. I think everybody's lying. Unpopular opinion, eating fish is nasty. I said it. Sue me. So it turns out this year I had in mind to read 25 books. Yeah, that was quite ambitious. I will not deny that. Kat, can you not? Thank you. How dare she? Although it's August now and I have only read 8 books so far, I have not been deterred. I still have faith. I do. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Now, I am a firm believer that one can read several books at the same time. In fact, that's what I've been doing. And it's working. Maybe, or maybe not. The thing is, it takes me forever to finish one book, granted. But once I finish them all, it's such an achievement. I just finished 3 books at the same time, and I'm like, I'm a genius. I'm a reading genius. I am, however, making it my mission to continue on this challenge that is reaching that number. Look, I have way too many books. I buy too many books on a scale. Kathleen. I swear, she understands. We speak to each other like this. Is that strange? Perhaps. As I was saying, I'm still hoping to read 25 books by the end of the year. How will I do that? No clue. Cut hair again. But we will try. We will try. Listen to me. I was doing great. I was on a right track. The first few months of the year were going smoothly. I was reading a lot, finishing a lot of books. Mind you, these 8 books that I've read have probably been during the first few months of the year. The past couple of months or so, I have not really read much because of various personal reasons. And the few books I have read, well, let's dig into it. I started the year by finishing Iron Flame on March. This is the second book after Fourth Wing. Why am I holding it like this? Fourth Wing was an amazing book. Was it the most original book I've ever read? No. Was it the best written book ever? Also no. But it was a lot of fun. I could not stop thinking about this book while I was reading it. Even afterwards, for some months, I was just thinking about the characters, about the plot, about the dragons. It was amazing. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure everybody has read this book already or knows about this book. At this point, it's been super viral. It's been hated, it's been loved, it's been a meh for a lot of people, but everybody has heard of it at this point. Iron Flame was, on the other hand, just not as much fun. It took me so many months to finish. It was just never ending. I wanted it to be over at some point and it wasn't. It just kept going, and I don't know. I have really conflicted emotions about this book, if that makes any sense to you. I just didn't feel it as much as the first one. Will I read the third one when it comes out? Maybe. I'm not sure. I was really invested with the characters and the plot on the first book. Second book, not so much. I am of the opinion that we don't have enough time to be spending it on books we are not sure about. Books that we even just don't like and don't enjoy. It can always get better by the end, but it probably won't. And that's the point. It's just too much of a waste of time. I'll say I'm surprised to see I gave this a 3.5 stars. Looking back, I would probably not give it as much, but I'm gonna trust past Diana. I guess I was still kind of nostalgic for the first book, so I was being nice. Probably won't make that mistake again. Next up, I read the first book in the Inheritance Games series. I actually have the whole bundle. Give me a second. I'm not lying. What's more, I have the first book as well. You might be wondering, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you commit to everything, to all of this, if you had not read it? We come back to the same explanation over and over again, which is, I'm an idiot. Because I bought the first book. No, sorry, the fourth book. Before I even knew this was the fourth book, I thought it was the first one. I just bought it, and then somehow I realized that that was not the first one. And so I went and bought the whole bundle, because I guess if I committed to the fourth one, I'm just gonna commit to the whole thing now. And honestly, this was really cheap. It was like 20 euros, the whole thing, the three of them. Yeah. So I just went for it, and I'm just hoping I really like it. Now, the actual first book I read, and you can see I put not many little tabs on it. This book essentially talks about this girl named Avery Grams. She suddenly comes upon a big fortune that basically comes to her out of nowhere, and she finds herself in a sticky situation with a family from the person who left her the fortune. Mind you, she doesn't know this person, she didn't know this person, she didn't know anybody in the family, she had nothing to do with anybody in the family up until this moment, and it just happens to be about three very handsome, hot guys that also want that fortune, and it just sounded fun, right? Now, the execution, I feel like it could have been done better. It was still fun, but I was not as sold on it as I would have liked to be. The premise sounded so much better than the actual book was. But nonetheless, it was still fun. I still recommend it. I will probably give the second book another chance, or the series another chance with the second book, because I feel like it can get better. Let's see, let's see. We don't have enough time spending it on books we are not sure about. There's lots of riddles in here, lots of things that have a really big potential, but I just feel like the mysteries and everything, sure, I did not see most of them coming, but still, I don't know. It could have been better. I gave it a 3 stars, so yeah. And also, it's so nice, it's floppy. We love floppy books. Book ASMR. Oh, this book has my heart and my soul and everything that can ever be given by me. It has it. It has it. This book was like watching a Disney movie, like a adult Disney movie sort of thing-ish. It was so much fun. It really intrigued me. I don't think I've ever read something as magical as this one book. I don't want to say too much about this book. I just think it's a magical book. It was written like a dream. Characters, although I think they could have been a little bit more complex, I still think it was a very fun read, and I recommend it. I don't want to spoil too much about it. The main character is called Evangeline Fox. She basically is in love with somebody that's gonna marry somebody else, and she wants to stop that wedding, so she strikes a bargain with the Prince of Hearts, and everything becomes kind of messy from there. Now I have a cat hair on my nose. Fantastic. I'll just say, this book just warms my heart. I did not want to put this book down. I really loved it. However, I can see on my Goodreads that I did not give this an actual 5 stars for some reason. I don't remember exactly why, because I really loved it, but I'm gonna listen to past Diana, and she gave this a 4.5 stars. I read right away, well, not right away because I was reading all the books at the same time, but once I was done with those, I also read the second book and the third book in the series. Also, why? Can somebody explain to me why this happened? Why? There's nothing in this world that annoys me most. It'd be nice to know how to speak. There's nothing that annoys me more than uneven spines. I cannot deal with it. Anywho, I'm actually surprised. I'm looking at my rating of these two. What happened? I do not recall this. It's been a while. When did I finish this? April and May. Alright, this has a 4 stars rating by me, and this has a 3-star rating. I don't know. I do not know. I do remember that there were not as many scenes as I would have liked between the main female and male character, but I remember loving this, so I don't know. I guess just give it a try, see for yourself.
Hi, hello. Edith Indiana here. I apologize for the blurriness in the next couple of minutes, but I promise it will get better. Just bear with me. Thank you.
Also in April, I finished Der Junge auf dem Berg, The Boy on the Mountain. I think it would be in English. I'm not quite sure. I will look it up and leave it for you. It's in German because, again, I'm really trying here. And actually, I really enjoyed this book. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but I was hooked. While I did find some parts a little bit slow, I would not say boring. I think everything that was reading here in the way that it was reading, it had to be like this. It was necessary that way. That being said, it was quite slow in some parts. There were a couple little plot twists that I did not see coming. When I went into this book, I honestly did not really know what I was really going into. I thought it was gonna be something like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. That's also the same author. It's set in the Holocaust times, so I was expecting something like that, but I did not expect exactly what happened here. I did not see that coming, I will say that. And that is because I really didn't know much about it. I think you also should not go knowing very much about it. I think that would ruin kind of the plot twist that I left for you if you do. Basically, we're following a young boy since a very, very young age, like 2 or 3 years old, I believe, up until he's around 16, if I'm not confused. It was a journey. It was a journey. I gave it a 3.5 rating. I don't often give high ratings, but this one was very entertaining, kind of educational. I love very much reading history-based books, such as this one. It's also tough. It can be quite draining, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I'm the only one having that, but once I read something like this, I cannot read it for a while after that. Anything similar to it, because it's just a bit sad and depressing. And I love to be sad and depressed when it comes to books, because that gives me emotions, you know? To be provoked some tears here and there, but this is really emotionally draining, so I recommend this only if you're in the headspace for it. Now the interesting part comes. I will say in my defense, it was a unique experience. What can I even say about this book? I just do not know. I have questions. This was a roller coaster. It was funny. I will not deny Ali Hazelwood this. I had a bunch of fun. It just did not take itself seriously. I love to see that. I love to see a book not taking itself seriously, because then you can laugh along. We all are into the joke. Was it good? Depends on, I guess, your definition of good. But it was definitely fun, especially the first half. I did have a good laugh. I was chuckling every here and then. It was definitely weird. It was definitely very weird in many parts of the book, especially towards the end. It was just silly. Also, nodding. If you know, you know. If you want something light, silly, which is exactly what I needed when I picked up this book, that just has no reason to be. It just is. Same as me. Honestly, I kind of can relate to this. My battery died and I had to stop for like 2 hours. At least I had lunch. Positive in everything. Where were we? This was a vampire, werewolf, urban fantasy. Like I said, I recommend this if you want to have a very light, silly read. This is what it is. I cannot say it's something else because it really is not. I'm not sure how much of a rating. Oh, a 3. 3 stars. Sounds about right. Looking back, I would give it a 2.5 or even a 2 just because really it was not a great book. I suppose it did earn the 3 stars just because it did make me chuckle a little bit, and because why not? I guess I was being really generous, but I would still recommend for you to give it a go. I read this in April. Now for the last book, I finished the audiobook of Why We Sleep. I loved that book. It's very scientific, but at the same time, it's also for normal people such as myself that not necessarily understand a very scientific language. Anybody can read and understand that, or listen to it, I suppose. It really changed my mind a lot and my perspective on sleep and how important it is. I always knew how important it is. My mother always told me, you should go to bed before midnight, it's so important. And I was like, sure! I was always such a night owl that I really preferred being up until later and then sleeping a little bit more if I could, just because I loved the quiet of the night. But since I've read this book or listened to it, I have really changed my routines. I became a little bit of a grandma, but I do notice the difference so much. We can go into this on another video, I suppose. It has really made me obsess a little bit over this topic. The way it is described and exposed, I find it really eye-opening. 100% recommend this book. I think I gave it a 4.5 stars. Not sure why I didn't give the full 5 stars because I swear by this book nowadays. This is my Bible. It's crazy to think I read so much. I read 8 books in a couple months, 2-3 months out of the year. The rest of the year I didn't finish anything. I have started many more books than I have finished. Again, it's one of the perks of reading too many books at the same time, I suppose. Actually, I can see that I finished my first book of the year in March the 17th. Then I finished Inheritance Games on March the 26th. That's funny, just some days afterwards. April the 5th, I finished my next book, Once Upon a Broken Heart. April the 7th, The Boy on a Mountain. April 14th, I finished Bride. April 29th, I finished the second book of Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After. May 9th, A Curse for True Love. And June 13th, Why We Sleep. I'm telling you, I read a lot for a couple of months. I was like non-stop reading. I was reading so many books at the same time. I had really nailed the habit. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of escaped the routine of it. Not intentionally, it was really fully unintentional. So did I manage to read as many books as other readers out there? Not really. Did I read a few but high quality books though? Also no. With a few exceptions perhaps. But I'd personally rather leave some books unfinished and focus on the ones that are bringing me some kind of joy. Sue me.